Welcome all my dear student of FYBC physics class. In previous lecture we studied the diesel engine, diesel cycle, working of diesel engine and diesel cycle. We also obtained an expression for efficiency of diesel engine. We also study the comparison between diesel engine and auto engine. And I told you that every part and every formula is very important for exam point of view, because many type of question, objective question or descriptive question, small and big problems may be asked. Okay. Now in this lecture we are going to see about a refrigerator, or we are going to see about the refrigeration process. Question is arise that what is a refrigerator, and short question may be asked on this one, that is what is a refrigerator, what is the principle of refrigerator, what is the refrigerant, and many on. So we are going to start from the definition of refrigerator. A refrigerator is a device in which the working substance called a refrigerant this is working substance. What I say, refrigerator is a device in which the working substance called refrigerant absorbs heat from the sink at lower temperature, has some work on it, and rejects large amount of heat at higher temperature to the source or surrounding, so that there is a continuous transfer of heat from sink to source. This is very important definition. Or in a simple word we can say that a refrigerator works exactly opposite to that of heat engine. In heat engine, heat by itself transfer from a body at high temperature to a body at low temperature. But in refrigerator what happen? In refrigerator, heat absorbs from the sink and transfer to the source. We know that sink is at low temperature, sink is having low temperature and source is having high temperature. But is it possible without any external agency? No. This should be done with the help of external agency like electric motor or simply a compressor which is driven by the electric motor. Okay, are you got it? So I am again going to repeat the definition of a refrigerator because it is very, very important. A refrigerator is a device in which the working substance called refrigerant absorbs heat from the sink at low temperature, has some work is done on it, and reject large amount of heat at higher temperature to the source or surrounding, so that there is a continuous transfer of heat from sink to source. That is, heat is transferred from low temperature region to higher temperature region. Heat is transferred from lower temperature region to higher temperature region with the help of external work. And this external work is done by a device known as compressor, and the compressor is electrically driven by the motor. Okay. Thus, in a simple word, the refrigerator is obviously a reversible heat engine. Okay? What I say? The refrigerator is obviously a heat engine working in the reverse direction. Why this is so? The refrigerator is obviously a heat engine working in the reverse direction because in heat engine, heat by itself transfer from a body at higher temperature to a body at low temperature, while in refrigerator, heat is transferred from a body at low temperature, that is sink, to a body at higher temperature with the help of external agency like compressor. Okay. We obtain the derivation for efficiency or expression for efficiency for auto engine and diesel engine in order to see the performance of that practical heat engine. But in order to study or in order to see the performance of a refrigerator, there is a special terminology called coefficient of performance, that is COP. Coefficient of performance, and it is denoted by the letter beta, as efficiency of the practical heat engine is denoted by eta. Here coefficient of performance is denoted by beta, and this coefficient of performance is useful in order to study the performance of a refrigerator. Before obtaining an expression for coefficient of performance, that is beta, COP beta, we should have to study the principle of refrigerator. We should know on which principle refrigerator works. In refrigerator, see, the principle is very simple. In a refrigerator, heat flows from a body at low temperature to a body at high temperature with the help of external work on the system. This is the principle, and external work on the system is done by external agency like compressor, which is driven by electric motor. Okay, are you got the principle? Because principle of refrigerator is very important. So I am again going to repeat what is principle of refrigerator. A refrigerator works on the principle is that in refrigerator, the heat flows from a body at low temperature to a body at high temperature with the help of external work done on the system. Okay. Now we are going to see the definition of coefficient of performance. The performance of refrigerator is expressed. I told you that the performance of the refrigerator is expressed in terms of coefficient of performance. The performance of the refrigerator is expressed in terms of coefficient of performance, that is COP. And the coefficient of performance, that is COP, is denoted by the letter beta, and it is defined as it is the ratio of heat extracted from the material or from the cold reservoir. From the cold reservoir. To work done on the system. Very simple definition of COP. COP is defined as it is the ratio of heat extracted from the cold reservoir to the work done on the system. Suppose this is expression 1. See here, suppose the amount of heat absorbed from the cold reservoir is Q2. Q2 is the amount of heat absorbed from the cold reservoir at temperature T2. And external work W has done on it in order to extract the heat. Okay, Q2. What I say, the amount of heat absorbed from the cold reservoir, that is sink, is Q2 at temperature T2. And external work is W, is done by the electric motor that operate the refrigerator. Therefore, coefficient of performance beta is defined as Q2 upon W. Suppose this is expression 2. Let the amount of heat rejected, this is the amount of heat absorbed from the sink. Let the amount of heat rejected be Q1 such that Q1 is greater than Q2. And this heat is rejected to the hot reservoir or the surrounding at temperature T1. Remember, this is exactly opposite to that of heat engine. In heat engine, heat Q1 is absorbed at temperature T1. T1 is the high temperature of the source of heat or heat reservoir. And heat is rejected, Q2 is the amount of heat rejected to the sink, where sink is having temperature T2. But here exactly opposite process is occurred. In refrigeration, Q2 is the amount of heat absorbed from the cold reservoir at temperature T2, has some work is done on it, and Q1 is the amount of heat rejected or transferred to the source of heat at temperature T1. Okay, have you got it? Okay. As the original state is restored in refrigeration cycle, there is no change in its internal energy. This is very important point for exam point of view. What I say, as the original state is restored in the refrigeration cycle, there is no change in the internal energy of the system. Is there any change in the internal energy of the system when original state of refrigerator is restored? Question, absolutely question may be asked on this point. Question may be of answer in single sentence, or question may be in the form of multiple choice question, or question may be in the form of true or false. But any question, though it is in single sentence, answer in single sentence, or multiple choice question, or true and false, you should have to remember that as the original state of as the original state of the refrigeration cycle is restored, there is no change in its internal energy. So we have W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. And when we substitute this, obviously equation 2 becomes beta is equal to Q2 upon Q1 minus Q2. And we know that Q2 is the amount of heat absorbed at temperature T2. And T1 minus T2. So this is the important formula in order to obtain the coefficient of performance in terms of heat or in terms of temperature. By using these two formulae, if you are having the temperature, initial and final temperature, or if you are having the value of T1 and T2, then you can use this formula, and by using this formula you can obtain or you can calculate the value of beta. If instead of temperature, if you are having the value of heat absorbed and value of heat rejected, then instead of this formula you can use this formula, that is beta is equal to Q2 upon Q1 minus Q2. And remember that this definition of COP, coefficient of performance, applies to any type of refrigerator. Okay. Now we are going to see the simple structure of vapor compression refrigerator. Vapor compression refrigerator. The figure is in front of you. This is the figure. This is the figure for vapor compression refrigerator. Okay, simple structure, not complicated. Simple structure of vapor compression refrigerator. This is the schematic diagram for. This is the schematic diagram for simple structure of vapor compression refrigerator. If we look towards this figure, then there is three important parts of vapor compression refrigerator. First part is compressor. This compressor is electrically driven by the motor. Okay. There are two valves, valves A and valves B. This compressor is having two valves, valves A and valves B. Valve A and valve B. These are the two valves. Okay. Another important part is condenser. This condenser consists, there is a coil inside the condenser. Now, another part of the vapor compressor is evaporator. So, compressor, condenser and evaporator are the three important parts of simple structure of vapor compression refrigerator. Okay. The compressor, this compressor is fitted with electrically driven piston. This compressor is fitted with electrically driven piston. The compressor having two valves, valve A and valve B. Okay. The gas like SO2, that is sulfur dioxide, or NH3, that is ammonia, any one of the gas is used in compressor. So, I told you that the gas like sulfur dioxide, that is SO2, or ammonia, that is NH3, is compressed adiabatically. Adiabatically means fast in the compressor. The gas like SO2 or NH3, that is sulfur dioxide or ammonia, is compressed adiabatically inside the compressor. So that when such type of gas is adiabatically compressed, then obviously its temperature increases, and temperature is increased, say T1. This compressed gas enters in the coil which is fitted inside the condenser. This compressed gas, which is compressed by the compressor, enters in the coil which is fitted inside the condenser, where it is cooled. The compressed gas inside the condenser is cooled by means of chemical refrigerant or cold water. Generally, it is cooled by chemical refrigerator around the coil, so that its temperature decreases but pressure remains constant. What I say, when the compressed ammonia or ammonia or sulfur dioxide gas enters in the coil which is fitted inside the condenser, and the condenser is containing by chemical refrigerant, or there is a chemical refrigerant outside the coil. Due to this, the gas is cooled. Its temperature decreases, but temperature is decreases at constant pressure. Okay. During the condensation, what happened? During the condensation, heat Q1 is given out by the vapor to the circulating water or to the chemical refrigerator. The gas is so cooled that it condenses in the form of liquid. This is the gaseous form of SO2 or NH3. Here the gas is so cooled that it condenses in the form of its liquid. Then the liquid is entering, or then the liquid is allowed to enter, or liquid is allowed to pass through this throttling valve. And when the liquid is passed through this throttling valve, here it undergoes Joule-Thomson expansion. When the liquid ammonia or sulfur dioxide pass through this throttling valve, what happens? It undergoes Joule-Thomson expansion to lower constant volume pressure under adiabatic condition. What I say? When the cooled SO2 or NH3 pass through this throttling valve, what happens? It undergoes Joule-Thomson expansion to lower the constant volume pressure under adiabatic condition. During this expansion, its temperature falls from T1 to T2. Its temperature falls from T1 to T2. T1 to T2. Then this lower pressure, low temperature liquid is passed through the evaporator, or passed through the coil fitted in the evaporator chamber. What happens here? The evaporator chamber consists of brine solution. Brine solution. Brine solution is nothing but the concentrated solution of NaCl, that is sodium chloride, is mixed into water. The concentrated solution of salt and water is nothing but brine solution, and this evaporator consists of this brine solution. When evaporator chamber consists of brine solution, and when the low pressure and low temperature liquid is passed through this coil which is fitted inside the evaporator chamber, what happens? Into the evaporator chamber, the liquid completely vaporized. The evaporator chamber consists of brine solution, and due to this brine solution, into the evaporator, the liquid is completely, the low pressure, low temperature liquid is completely vaporized, and the heat Q2 is extracted from the material to be cooled. Then this vapor at low pressure enters the compressor once again. Enters the compressor once again. At valve B, where it is where it undergoes adiabatic compression once again. In this way, the cyclic process is completed. In domestic refrigerator, the coil inside the evaporator is placed in the ice compartment where it directly cool the refrigerant. Okay. In this way, we studied the construction and working of simple structure vapor compressor refrigerator. In next lecture, we will see or we will study some important applications of refrigerator. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.